preservation of capital is more important than making money.
And we're back for another edition of AmericanDreamTrading.com's live trading education feed. Hey, we just lost our connection, didn't we? Anyway, we're back. Everybody's like, where'd you go? Well, the interwebs, all those zeros and ones decided it was time to disconnect. So anyway, we'll give everybody a few minutes to get back in here again. The wonders of the internet and feeds. You're at mercy of it. So we'll give everybody a couple minutes here to pop back in and wonder what happened. I was monitoring the feed, and I seen it start spinning. I'm like, ruh-roh, we lost our feed. That's all right. We'll pick back up here. I'll give everybody a minute or two to get in here. Hi, Trading Pennies. Good to see you over there on our YouTube. Make sure you click that thumbs up, like, and share as usual. And while we're waiting on people to come back, over here and see if I can't hook up to this one also. Welcome back, everybody. The feed got disconnected. Anyway, we are here. So, welcome back as you slowly get back in here. No, Trading Pennies, it wasn't something you said. It's called the internet. Somebody probably hit a pole somewhere, knocked the interwebs out. Anyway, so, yep. Right. Yes, our paid members, anytime I'm playing those videos, you will not hear it. You'll be able to, I slide the thing over so you can see it, but you will not be able to hear it. It's just the way my setup is right now. Anyway, we got a few people back. As I was talking about earlier, Coach has a set of rules, and those rules are not there to make you money, right? They're there to protect your account, right? To keep you from wrecking your account. So let me cover Coach's rules there for you. It's a couple-minute video, and here we go. Let me play Coach. Hey, Coach, you got rules? What's your rules, Coach?
Some of the rules. Okay, perfect question. You're asking the right questions. I like it already. I'm new here. What are the rules? That's what I'm talking about. So again, right, some of the most basic rules so I can help you guys. Think about this. Stop losses on each and every trade. What does that do? Keeps you from losing your accounts, right? Not hard. Paper trade only when you're a new trader. It makes sure you're not blowing up your accounts. You're not obviously ready for this, am I right? Think about it. Every rule I have is not make money, it's keep your money. Don't trade in the first 3 minutes or the last 8 minutes of the day. It's the hardest time of the day. I've been doing this 33 years. It's very hard. I get chopped up all the time when I'm like, ooh, it looks good. Oh, it looks good. Oh, I'm going to do it again. Oh, stop. I'm doing it to protect you, right? If you're a new trader, don't trade in the first 30 minutes because it is the most volatile, right? Until we get the shift change when volume comes in again at 10 o'clock. Because why? The very beginning is like this. Yo, 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 yo. Typically, after the first 30 minutes, it will try to decide which way do I want to go today. I'm avoiding you getting wrecked, right? Last hour of the day is power hour, high volume, hedge fund managers, making the things happen, trying to get markets to move the way that they want. I'm telling you to stay out of it. So if you're like, well, I keep getting burned up, why are you doing it? Right? Journal. It's for your own mental strength so that you can see what you are doing on a daily, consistent basis. That's all it is for. Did I trade it right or did I trade it wrong? What should I have done? What could I do better? That is what it's for, right? It's your homework every day. You guys can go back and review your trades and go over your journal and what should I have done right there and why did that not work out? It will help you, right? You're strengthening your brain and you're getting rid of your own stuff. Small position sizes. I say that because usually when you go into large, Your emotions take over. You're not trading robotically. You're not trading the trades. You'll end up blowing up your accounts, right? That's when we make a lot of mental mistakes, is all the difference was we're going in too big. Let the runners run and stop out the losers. Again, notice the stop part is the most important. Stop out the losers so you don't continue to lose money. If you find yourself in these bleed out sessions, oh, well, I hope. Oh, it's going to come back. Oh, we'll see. Oh, it's coming down to support. Oh, it broke that support. Maybe this next, oh, stop. Draw a line in the sand. Use the stop. And then when you guys go green, right? Like, oh, I'm up 100. I'm taking that. That's my daily. That's what I told myself. That's what I told myself. If I can make 100, I'm going to take that. It could have turned into 2,000. Why are you taking 100? Let the runners run. I notice I never said take all the runners off the table. Never said that. I've never said that in my life. We use the shedding technique. We collect as it goes. We take off as it goes because that way we are guaranteeing locking in realized profits. Remember, nothing is realized until you actually click, right, the sell button. All these rules are in place, ladies and gentlemen. They're there to help you. If you can't do these very basic things we talk about, right, how are you going to advance? Stop saying, woe is me. Stop saying, I don't get it. Stop saying, I'm not a good trader. I guess I'm never going to get it. Yeah, because you can't follow my basic rules. They're there for a reason. Again, follow the freaking rules, right? And listen, I know when I get on you guys, you know, I don't get to sell anything and I don't get to make any money. And it's just, I don't care. I need you guys to understand so that you guys can get ahead in life. This is what we're doing this for, right? So when I'm in this mode, right, and again, like, oh, I'm not listening to any of this. You need to listen to all this. This is where the secret sauce, this is the golden nuggets, not the, coach, just call out that runner. That isn't going to do you any good, right? It doesn't matter. There's 8 million people in this room. We could call out stuff all day long. You could just hear us shouting stuff. That isn't going to help anybody. If you don't know what to do with it, what good does it matter if one is up or one is down? That means nothing to anybody if you don't know how to handle it. You might get lucky and catch a momentum, and you're like, oh, I'm a great trader, and you just keep getting out a million times. It's because it's been going in the same direction all damn day, right? Can you duplicate it? Can you recreate the process every day consistently? This is all about consistency, okay?
There you go. There's coach's rules. Don't sound too hard, right? Don't lose more than 1-3% of your account in a day. If you get 2 days in a row red, you stop and go back into training for 30 days. If you're not a master trader, don't scalp. It's one of the hardest things to do. Don't overtrade. Try to pick 1 to 5 good trades per day. Keep your position sizes small, etc. Right? Those are all very easy rules to follow, but it's hard to have the discipline to follow them. And that's what we fight against every day. I guarantee you, if you can follow coach's rules consistently, you won't be blowing up your accounts, right? Especially if you have 2 red trading days in a row and take 30 days off for more training, right? More evaluation. It's virtually mathematically impossible to blow up your account. If you have 2 red days in a row, you have to take 30 days off, train more. If you are the world's worst trader that was ever born and you do nothing but lose every time you trade, okay, well, you lose 1 day, you lose the second day. Well, now you got to take 30 off. And you come back after 30 days and you lose the first day and you lose the second day. You take 30 days off. You come back again and you lose on the first day and you lose on the second, and you take 30 days off. It's mathematically impossible to blow your account up. We have people come in here and say, after 30 days, well, I lost all my money. Would you follow coach's rules? No. Yes, they'll say. They'll say, yeah. Oh, I followed his. No, you didn't. Oh, what do you mean? Right? It's mathematically impossible. It'd take you 15 years to blow up your account if you stick between the 1 to 3% a day and follow coach's rules. If you have 2 red days in a row, take 30 days for retraining. That rule's there for a reason, to protect your account. Matter of fact, one of our members told me today, well, I'm in a timeout. I'm putting myself in the penalty box. No live trading for 30 days. Going back, figuring out what went wrong and work on technique, right? And education. Why? Because the person doesn't want to blow up their account. So that's good. Following that rule. I know that's a hard rule to have to follow, but you have to put yourself in the penalty box sometimes. We can't make you quit trading, right? If you tell us you have 2 red days, but I'm going to keep trading anyway, well, all right, have at it. We can't stop you from trading. No, you're an adult. You click that button anytime you want. But coach's rules were designed for that very purpose, is to protect your accounts. If you follow that rule, it'd take 15 years mathematically to blow up any amount of your account just by losing 1 to 3% a day every time you trade. So make sure you follow the rules. They're there for your own protection, right? And they were developed. Coach has got 33 years of trading. He might know what he's talking about, right? He's got the experience, and he's been there, done that. And he's developed these over time, and they prove to work, right? So anyhow, Doug, I see you're answering that question. Are you a scalper, EWO, or both? And he's answering that. He does both, right? I'm also a scalper. I'm trying to get back to EWO trading myself because that's what I did the first full year after joining American Dream Trading, and I was successful in doing that. Worked so well, I quit doing it. Imagine that. Got a frog in my throat today that just won't leave all the way. So, Coach has many trading strategies. They work across all trading investment vehicles, whether it's stock options, crypto, futures. It'll work with anything. You name it, it'll work with it, right? So learn them, apply them, right? Come in and get that education. You can learn a lot by watching these frees that we provide. We are free 3 times per day. Coach is live from 9 to 11, Monday through Friday. I'm live from 2 to 4 with futures. And Don has the aftermarket show starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Time over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. Check that out also. Make sure you click your notification button over there so that you don't miss any of those shows. A little bit different setup, more relaxed. They go over there and some days they'll sit around and discuss trades in depth. They'll maybe watch videos. They'll answer questions. The other day they were playing 2 truths and a lie, right? Put up 3 statements. One of them was a lie, and you had to figure out which one it was, all related to trading. So there's different ways to learn how to do the same thing. Let me mute my mic. I got to get rid of this frog. I'm going to banish him from my throat. Well, let's see if that worked. Kind of. Not really. Hey, Scalping Strategies. See you over there. Welcome back. Good to have everybody back here alive. We were alive earlier. We lost our feed and had to reboot and redo it. So Brandon likes free, but Brandon's also a member. So, and Scalping Strategies. Oh, I got a question for you today. I'll single you out, Scalping Strategies. I ain't afraid. When are you going to come over and grab one of our memberships and really learn to up your game? You're here every day faithfully, and we appreciate that. We might be able to help you out. I seen your comment yesterday about your experiences in trading. Number 1, quit trading real money, right? So we need to stop that right away. And you can hang out here free for all you like, but you can come in here, and if nothing else, you can grab a premium membership and get in there and get stock education over there. So I highly encourage everybody to go to AmericanDreamTrading.com and grab one of those memberships. It's time to up your game. Today is the day. As a matter of fact, Coach has a special running right now. If you buy the VIP Gold plan for 6 months, we will throw in our top tier plan with that, which is the VIP Gold add-on for free for 6 months. And then after the 6 months is over, they'll both renew at their regular rate. That I would highly recommend. That gives you up to 12 hours of training and trading per day. We start literally at 4 a.m. in the morning through 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And even with that VIP Gold, we even have Saturday training. And all those things are recorded. You can always go back and watch them. So if you're working a 9 to 5, you can go back, or if something comes up, like today, I ran errands. So I missed out on some training, some really valuable training today, but I know I can go back and watch them recordings, right, whenever they're posted. So that's a great one of the great benefits. You need to take advantage of that. So anyway, good to have you back, Scalping Strategy. I highly encourage you to come on over. If nothing else, if you don't want to commit to a long term, grab a monthly membership. You can get into premium membership, which will get you in the room from 8:45 a.m. in the morning till 4 p.m. You don't get access to a lot of other things, but it's a good way to get in and kick the tires without having much financial outlay. And you can pay monthly. Obviously, if you take an annual payment, you save a lot of money, but we offer those monthlies for a reason, right? Good, maybe a couple a week. Right, I understand it. If you don't have support of your significant other ones, that makes it really hard, right? And just so you know, you can overcome that, right? A lot of reasons, and it's a proven statistics, right? 95% of all day traders fail in the first 1 to 2 years. They lose their money, they're bankrupt. Oh, I can't do this. This is too hard. Well, let me tell you, if I can do this with my old brain, anybody can do it. If I can do it, just about anybody can. Does that mean everybody can? No, quite honest, right? I mean, some people just never get it, right? Depends on how fast you can learn and how you learn. But that's the difference between us and a call out group, right? A call out group. Wow, Doug, seen your post over there. Doug posted his earnings today over there in our Zoom chat.
It's in the last 15 minutes.
Wow, holy cow.
Nice job, Doug.
Way to go, buddy. That's huge.
I'm a little bent about the combine, so now I'm on a tear.
Okay. But 95, don't feel bad. 95% of the people do fail in their first 1 to 2 years. They blow up their accounts. Now, a lot of reasons for that is they're trading on their own. They're trying to do it on their own. They don't have any structure to their education. They don't have a mentor that they can go to ask a questions, right? A lot of people start out trading something I read on the internet, right? Oh, I'm going to buy Mullen. Mullen's going to the moon, right? I guarantee you, if you go on Reddit, somebody's talking about Mullen, M-U-L-N, right? It's a bankrupt. Anyway, I won't go there. It'll show up. That I can say that much. What's that? Breathe. Yes, I'm not going to say. I don't want to badmouth the company publicly. I almost crossed the line there. We don't give financial investment or tax advice here because I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Neither is anyone else associated with American Dream Trading. Hey, Matt, can I show that picture publicly?
Go ahead, Mark.
I don't know if you want everybody seeing your face, but let me see if I can share that. Let me share this. That's crazy. Now, he does this all the time. This is nothing. What happened to my wrong button there? Let me get that button. All right. Here's one of our members. You've heard him. Everybody loves him. You've heard him. Whatever.
Hey, Matt, Costco's gonna want commission.
Yeah.
I'm checking their whole hog prices before it goes up.
Hang on here. I gotta see.
Market research.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you this here like I wanted to. Click that button. Click that button. Yeah, because it's not going to show up because I'm showing it in a different way. Anyway, we have a member who's sitting in there. He took a picture of himself with his thumbs up in Costco, and he's got his laptop with him making money. He's sitting in a grocery store while his wife is out spending money, and he's probably already got his entire grocery bill already made in trading today. So, yeah, I have to save that a different way. Anyhow, you can make money anywhere in the world as long as you have an internet connection. I've traded every vacation that I've went on since joining American Dream Trading. We had a member that was trading sitting under the Eiffel Tower in Paris. Why? Because he could, right? I think he made $11,000 or $15,000 sitting under the Eiffel Tower trading. That was just the goal. He pre-planned that. That was his thing he wanted to do when he got there, and he was successful doing it. So if you have an internet connection, we have people trade while they're on cruises, halfway around the world. We have a member that went from here and went to, I believe it was Thailand, that whole Asia over there, traveling and seeing the sights. And he was trading as he moved over through that part of the world. He'd stay at one place for whatever, a couple of weeks or a month, and he'd pack up and move to a different location, traveling and seeing the sights. And it was an exciting thing. He'd check in every night. I've heard from him for a while, but anywhere there's an internet connection, that's what's great about doing this day trading bit, right? You can trade anywhere, and you don't have to be a day trader. You can be a long-term investor or a swing trader or whatever. Just trading in general. If you have an internet connection, you can trade and make money anywhere. It's kind of fun to make money when you're on a vacation. My last one that me and the wife went on together, I believe that was, well, it wasn't the last one, it was the one before that. Myrtle Beach. We went down there for the week, had a condo and all that jazz. And I made my entire cost of my vacation back by trading in the mornings before we went running around. It was hilarious. So, I mean, I had already paid for it up front, obviously, but I made all that money back just trading that week. So it was a free vacation and the net free. And our members over there trading at Costco, he's paying for his food's going to be free if I know him for the time he gets done. So it's exciting to be able to do those things. To have the freedom of time to be able to do that, that's the thing I love most about this vocation. And that's freedom of time. Today I overslept by accident, but I could do that every day if I wanted to, right? Nobody tells me what time I got to get out of bed. I'm retired because of AmericanDreamTrading.com. I don't have to get up anytime I want to. Well, I do. My wife makes me get up, but I'm always up. I'm always up down there, usually in front of the computer, no later than 5 a.m. But today I wasn't, and I missed out on opportunity. There was an opportunity cost of my sleeping in, thousands and thousands of dollars, but it's okay. I still made money today. And I can quit anytime. I did, made my money. I left around 9:15, ran some errands and took care of the things I needed to take care of. And we come back and fired up the old computer here, and we had some live training with our members. Holy cow, Doug. He's posting his trades over here.
Those are all long scalps, by the way, which I never do.
There you go. Yup.
Terrible.
It's great to see that.
That's what you need.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to do that, right? And why is he doing it? Because
You can do it!
there you go. That's why he does it. But anyway, back to my original thing before I derailed myself when I laughed at his picture in Costco there. 95% of traders do fail in the first 1 to 2 years. So don't feel like you're something special or you're some sort of failure, right? Because you didn't do it, right? Statistics say 95% do fail, right? So that doesn't mean you can't do it. What that means is you may have not had went about it the proper way. You may have tried trading by yourself, which is why probably a lot of them fail, trying to figure it out or on their own. They come in with a lot of money. I'm going to throw it up against the wall and hope it sticks, right? Oh, here's a hot tip off the internet. I'm going to buy this, right? All right, I'm not going to go on that tangent because I might say a company name, right? So a lot of people trade that way. That's a hot tip from Uncle Lou is not going to make you $1 billion, right? Matter of fact, it'll probably cause you to wreck your account, right? The other thing is day trading, especially if you're sitting in your basement like I am, or in your bedroom or wherever it is you have your computer. It's a very lonely, can be a very lonely thing to be cooped up in a room by yourself trading. And traders will fall into depressions if they're not careful, right? You have to get up, walk around. You have to have a life besides training, you know. And a lot of times people they don't have an interaction. You know, when you go to a job, a 9 to 5 job, you're interacting with people, right? You may hate their guts, you may hate your job, but you are interacting with other human beings. And being a day trader by yourself, you don't have that, right? It's a lonely thing. And that will eat away at your soul after a while, right? I don't care who you are. So, you know, and then you end up with no sense of direction either. You don't know what to do when you run into trouble. So, people will turn to call out groups. Well, I'll buy XYZ, right? Sell XYZ. They try that for a while. Well, you know, you may get lucky once in a while and catch one. But always remember, when you're watching something on the internet, you are already on probably a 20 to 30 second, if not more, delay from the time you say that. When I say something here now, right now on YouTube, you are on about I'm looking at the YouTube feed versus my clock, and it is on a 40-second delay. You are 40 seconds behind my real time as I speak. So a lot can happen in 40 seconds, right? In a trade, it can go against you. The situation that was presented itself has changed, right? It may not be a good trade now, but if you hear that, um, you know, it's just not a good way. You may get lucky once in a while, but what does that teach you? Does that teach you a skill? No. What happens if that person disappears? Now you don't have anybody shouting at you what to trade, right? Now you'll hear, even when coach is live, you'll hear members calling out, you know, Tesla this or Apple that, or, you know, Meta this. Well, they're not calling out. It's not a call to buy. It's a, hey, go take a look at it, make your own decision, right? It's not saying it's to buy it or sell it or any of that. They're just saying, hey, we don't want to take a look at it, right? Because even the time that person calls it out live with our members, its situation may have changed, and their evaluation may not be any good. We have people call out stuff all the time. Hey, this is to the upside, and they're on the wrong chart or whatever, right? So we do never tell people when to buy or sell here. So what we do here that sets us apart from everybody else on the interwebs, the HTTP //wwws out there, is that we're an education company. We want to educate you on how to navigate everything trading, right? We want to help you to acquire a skill over time, doesn't happen instantly, that nobody could ever take away from you, right? You will learn how to make your own educated decisions that hopefully will benefit you financially when you're trading, right? We'd rather you make your own decisions. We can't make you click your mouse, right, to buy or sell anything. So why not have you be in control of that? Let's get the education so that you know what this chart is telling you, right? You know, if you known what was going on here, you could have had a 2-minute, just using, I'm going to give you two strategies real quick in about 30 seconds. Here was Coach's 2-minute EWO strategy on the S&P 500 ES. This would have been your entry point, and guess what? You'd be making, look at all the profit you would have been up right now, right? Now, there was some pullbacks and stuff, but with the education and training you would have received, you could have hung through all that, right? Now, let's say you don't like that. Well, I don't want to do that. Well, let's show you the hard way to do it, and that's called scalping, right? Well, you decide when to get in if you want to apply. And there's many scalping strategies, but one I use personally that I learned from Coach is the break and hold above the 9. This light blue line here is the 9 EMA. So there it is. It come up. It broke that line. There's the hold above it. There's a confirmation candle, if you want to call it that. And I could trade that up and decide to get out whenever I want to, right? Broke through some other indicators. It broke through some key levels that I got marked on my chart. So if I had enough fortitude to hold on to it, I could have held on up here, sold out, right? I could have even done a quickie scalp on that. No, I wouldn't have, but I'm not that quick, right? And then I could jump back in again. I can write it up. I can write it down. I can jump in and out as much as I want. Now, you don't want to do that unless you have a good education and experience. And I emphasize the word experience under your belt, right? And that's just two quick things. And we do those every single day. Now, there's all kinds of other ways of doing this, right? Coach teaches that. But having a firm foundation, having a mentor that you can listen to, having a mentor that you can open up a microphone and ask a question out loud to that mentor. Show me anybody else on the internet that does that. There isn't any, right? Having educational materials and things to look at, right? Ben Franklin, everybody knows who Ben Franklin is, right? He said hundreds of years ago, the best investment you could ever make is in your education, right? Look how much people spend for a college education every year. It's insane. It's obscene, actually. Hundreds of $1,000s to get a 4-year degree. Well, guess what? We don't charge nothing like that, right? And successful traders will make more than any college educated person out there. We have a lot of people in here with college degrees, right? They spent the money. We have people in this room right now that have a master's degree. I'm not even going to ask what that costs to get that over time, right? Did their income reflect their value with the company? Probably not, right? Now they're over here making an obscene amount of money that they would have never made working at their 9-to-5 job with that master's degree. Am I speaking out of turn here? If that person wants to confirm that or not, that's up to that person. I just know of one person in there that has that. Yeah, well, there's one person typed it in confirm, so obviously there's two. I didn't know about that one. So we have 2 people in here minimum.
I have an MBA and, yeah,
Okay,
I don't need to say anymore.
there you go.
Hey, Mark.
Yes,
we have
sir.
a question over on the YouTube.
Okay.
Brandon would like you to take a peek at NQ at 2 o'clock Eastern time and run through how you would enter and exit during that period of time.
Okay, 2 p.m. Eastern time would be right here. Okay, I'll put the arrow. This is right on 2 o'clock. All right. How would I have traded this? Well, it's not in a 2-minute EWO, right? The EWO starts over here about 8 minutes later, which is a good entry, right? Now, me personally, would I enter this trade? Yeah, I would. I wouldn't have entered it at 2 o'clock, though, right? I know he's just using it as a starting point. But here's, we got a lot of up and down here, right? A little bit of chop, a little bit of channeling. So now it's coming up, it's breaking through. It broke through. Now, I do a bulk of my investment trading. I do with the break and hold above or break and hold below the 9 EMA indicator. Now, I'm not just entering blindly based on that one criteria, but that's my initial criteria. But I do a quick evaluation. Where's all my other indicators at the time, right? Okay. So yes, this would be, again, we're armchair quartering back, but it doesn't matter. I would still do the same thing right here. Just let me diverge over here. Look at this trade here. There's your break below the 9. It's actually breaking through VWAP. There's my confirmation candle. I would enter this trade and I would scalp this to the downside, right? So, and I can make money clear. I would play it at least down to here, right? So this is the same thing I'm about to tell you. Here it is happening live. There's my break. There's my confirmation candle, break and hold. I would enter the trade on this candle and I would take it down for whatever I can on a short. So over here in hindsight, even though it's happening in real time over here, there's my break above the 9. Candle's breaking it, right? Broke through. There's my confirmation candle. Now, ideally, I want to see a candle sit on the shoulder of the previous candle. And look what we have here. There's my break and there's my confirmation candle. In other words, my break and hold candle. And when it does that, it may, in most cases, indicate a continuation of that upward momentum in this case. Now, it's no guarantee. It could have came up here to this 55 EMA and rejected and bounced back. As you can see, it did here earlier, right? Here was a break. Well, that's pushing it, calling that a break, but it peaked it a little bit. But you can see there's an indicator here, right? And it did pull back. So you got to respect these things. Now, in this case, it blew through it on the next candle. And it happens, right? Look at my entry over here. Am I not in the money over here if I had entered this in real time? See this? It's the same principle, except this is going down. There's my break. There's my break and hold candle, my confirmation candle, some call it, sitting on the shoulder of the previous one. And I would enter that trade, even though I got to respect these indicators. And I also have a level there, which it broke through. I'm in the money here. But anyway, that's not what you asked. I'm just showing you that in real time. So yes, I would have got in on this candle. respecting the indicators and my levels as they gone up, and I would ride that up and take my profit. Now, before I entered this trade, I already made a decision and looked, where's my other two indicators at? My most powerful indicators that I use on my chart. That's the 200 MA, which is this blue line, and VWAP, which is the single most powerful indicator, volume weighted average price indicator. Everybody around the world uses it. So I am not afraid to enter this trade, but I have to be very cautious as it approaches VWAP, right? It needs a break and hold above both of these before it can continue upward. And as you can see, I'd have entered here, I'd have rode it up. I would have got cautious as it got approached. I'm making a decision as I get closer. What am I going to do when it gets up there? Well, as you can see, it did go up there and touch it and pulled back. There's a wick right there, okay? So that shows you that it went up. Look, it went up and rejected. So being the scalper I am, I would have took my profit right there, right before that VWAP, because it pulled back, right? So I would have locked in my profit somewhere in here, right? Depending on how quick I was, because I'm a scalper, right? It's not that anything, there's nothing that says to get out of this trade if I was playing it like an EWO. But it did come back, and what did it do again? Come down and respected this indicator, it bounced off that one. So it's bouncing between two of them, right? So that's why you have to respect these things. And it's just a point of decision. You just need to ask yourself as you approach these things on your chart, what am I going to do? Well, what's my plan A? What's my plan B? So I would have got out on this candle somewhere, right? Locked in what profits I made from here up to there, right? And then I would have waited for my other setup, right? Now, would I have jumped in here down to here? You can. I mean, an experienced scalper was, but I'm not that quick, right? So I would have waited to see what happened, whether it was going to break and hold below the 9, right? So if this had came down and broke and held below the 9 with a confirmation, then I could have played it to the downside, but it didn't. So then it bounced back up. I would wait. It broke through my indicator. I would have jumped back into trade on this candle, right? Being cautious. I want to really wait till it breaks and holds above here. So because I have VWAP in there, I would have been very cautious to enter that trade if I entered it at all. And as you can see, it did break and it did hold, but bounced around. So I probably would have lost money on that trade if I'd have jumped in. That much I can tell you, because there was a dramatic pullback. And then it channeled, bebopped around, but it still stayed above the 9. Never broke and held below the 9. It never did at all. So if you were in a long-term play and you got in earlier, if you'd say you'd got in here, that's all profit from here up. So you can stomach a lot of these ups and downs and these pullbacks, right? Now this is NQ. It's very volatile, has a high right now. Presently, there's a $20, 20-point movement. You can call it dollars. So one candle, well, in this case, yeah, one 2-minute candle can move $20 up and down, right? Right here, 2080, 2090, up here to 100. So that candle can actually move on average from this line up to here in one candle. That's just the average, right? Presently, ATR. Anyway, I digress. But yes, I do the break and hold above. I would have took profit here, yada, yada, yada. Same thing as I'd have done over here. I'd have entered here on that break and hold. I'd have got out of it what I can. I already know that I have a critical level marked here, right? I'd be very cautious as I approach it. I would be ready to lock in my profits. And as you can see, the next candle did end up, now it's going back the other way. Would I re-enter this trade? Yes, I will. What's my criteria? Well, I just told you what my initial criteria is, and that's a break and hold above a critical indicator or level, above the 9. So everything's all crammed together. So this is actually setting up for a good trade. We just don't know which way yet, right? Now I do have a gold level up here that I got to watch. You can see this topped out up there earlier. That's an old line. It's a historical level. If this breaks and holds above this mess right here, breaks above and initially above this little line here. If it breaks and hold above that, I can play that up to there. That's quite a bit of money, right? It may not look like much as far as price movement goes, but it has a potential of 100 ticks at $5 a tick. That's $500 just from there to there. And that could be in like 2 minutes or 4 minutes, right? A couple candles, or it could shoot straight up. You never know, right? So that's enough enticement for me to play that up between this critical level and off of VWAP, right? Now it may come up here and just reject and go right back down, but I'm not going to jump the gun, right? Same way. What am I going to do if it goes down? What are you going to do if it goes down, Mark? Well, I'm going to wait for it to get down to here first. I'm going to wait for it to break and hold below this critical level. Well, can't you make money from here to there? Yeah, I can. Just not quite enough there room for me to want to put my account at risk. So I will wait, give up that profit there, wait for a break and hold here, because this is where, as you can look across, see these, how these candles all there, see all these? There's a little, minor, you can call them double bottoms or whatever, but that's where candles had peaked at there. See these here and here and here. If I draw that across, see how these wicks came down? They know where that level's at. Says pretty much as these did, right? So I want to wait for a break below this and a hold, which would probably be at that time down at this line. So anything from there down, I will play down to the downside. And if it reverses and goes the other way, I'll play it from above this level once it breaks and holds and play it up to probably this critical level once again. Now it could blow right through that. You don't know. But I'm going to be cautious as it approaches that, right? So entry's key to your profits, and that's what you want to do, right? So did that answer your question there, Brandon? Yes, I would take the green. So how did I learn to do that? I learned that from the education I received from Coach at AmericanDreamTrading.com. No matter what's happened in your past, it's the past. You can't undo your past. You should never let your past define who you are today. We've all done things we're not proud of, or had things happen in our life that we had no control of. Maybe other people had control over your life, right? Made you a miserable person, or, affected you mentally or whatever. Well, we can overcome that. Is it easy? No, right? It's not easy. But don't let past failures or past things that people did to you or say to you define who you are. And you can't be that way. And when you're trading, you can have one bad trade to cause you to lose a lot of money, but you can't let one bad trade define who you are. Nor one red day or trading strategy, if I may go be so bold, 15 years of being unsuccessful. That's who you were. It's not who you are now. And the world's full of people that have changed their lives, right? Just because they decided to. So when the opportunity arises, let's try maybe a different approach. Get the education first. Don't even come into American Dream Trading with money. Leave your money where it's at. We do not want you to come in here and start spending money trading. We want you to learn first. Our little saying is, train more, trade less. Even once you get into actually trading with real money, we still want you to train more and trade less. So when the opportunity, that door is open for you there, scalping strategies, I would challenge you to go ahead and do it. If you want to get in just on the base membership to start with, right? And again, not to cause any issues with you, but when that opportunity arises and you're able to do that, take advantage of it. But don't think you're coming in here to train to make money. You're coming in here to get the training and the education first. Don't get the cart before the horse. How long will that take? I don't know. Take 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years. Everybody learns. Well, yeah, to go to your comment, you feel sick how you guys are making money every day. Well, I didn't just come in here and start making money. I've been here for 2 years, right? It took me probably a good, even though I was successful my first year, right? Does that make me a unicorn? I don't know. I don't think so, right? If you've been watching me more than 3 days, I ain't that bright, right? But it really took me, I would say, 10 months. I distinctly remember when the light bulb went off around the 10-month period of being trading. Now, I was trading at the same time, but I just remember it was like the heavens opened up and the bright light was there and the light bulb went off and, I understand. It makes sense, right? Kind of thing. Everybody, we've had people come in here and never traded a day in their life before. And one guy come in here and made $1 million his first 30 days. Does that happen all the time? Of course not, right? But just the way that it clicked with him, and he was with one of our early major success stories, right? I'm not trying to even imply that's going to be you. I'm just saying, you never know, right? Like I say, for me, it was a good 10 months, I would say, of coming in, showing up every single day. I was here every day, as long as I could be, all day long. I would be here 10, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, learning, doing studying on my own, watching coaches' training videos, right? Asking questions, getting involved, right? And then over time, it's, again, your brain is like mush and it will hurt. You know, information overload. You hear all these things, but anyway,
Hey, Mark,
yes,
can I intervene a little bit?
yes, you may, because I need something to drink anyway.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Now. And
It's a
self-sufficient.
calling, not a job. It's a calling.
Yeah. I'm just,
Yeah.
I guess my whole point is it's
Yeah.
whoever asked the question of how long it's going to take,
We
that's
can't tell
on
you.
you.
The one thing you should never do is come in and put a time on yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I want to make X amount of dollars by the end of October. Well, you got to get to training first. It may take you longer to learn than you know. You don't know, right? Nobody can say, again, you know, how did that one guy and one of our members make $1 million in the first 30 days? Never traded a day in his life, but he embraced everything coach said at the time and he applied it and he worked it. And after, you know, now he's made over, you know, over 30. Last count we heard was over 30 million, right? That's a unicorn, of course, right? I'm not hanging around and saying that's going to be you, not even implying that that's going to be you, right? I've been here 2 years. I haven't made $1 million yet, right? I've done very well. I'm not complaining. I'm very happy with my progress. You know, did I expect to be a millionaire when I come in here? Absolutely not. I didn't have that goal. Maybe that's why, right? Maybe that's why I'm not. But so don't even come in here as far as the education trying to think that, well, after about 3 months, I should know everything I need to know and I can start trading. Well, that might be true, but then again, it might not be true, right? So come in with an empty cup. I don't care what experience you've had in the past, right? What you've learned, what you think you learned, come in with that empty cup and embrace everything and all the training and prove it to yourself that it works. I know it does. I've been doing this for over 2 years full time. This is how I pay my bills. This is how I keep a roof over my head, right? So, Frankie, catch your hand up. Comment, question.
Yes, my friend. I just before we wrap up, I wanted to ask. I'm just happen to be playing the NQ, the Nasdaq. I'm doing the minis, the micro mini, and I'm looking at in the paper trading, and it's saying the margin account $401.33 is being used. I got five, so basically it's taking like $100 a margin to trade one of these things.
That's 100 and, was it 122 or something? What is it? Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think it's
one micro
121
is
something or
120.
something like that.
Yeah, 120.
I just wanted to see how that worked out. That's
Yeah.
all.
So if you
Let
say
me check real quick.
you're using more than you bought more than one, I take it.
Yeah, I put five on the board and I wanted to see what it says.
Okay.
Paper.
Yep. And it does say paper trading at the bottom of your
Yes, it's
thing.
paper
Okay.
with a
Yes.
25,000. I just average. I put a $25,000 reset just to see where it ends up today.
Yep.
As it fluctuates. I'm just
Good.
trying to get a feel for each one of them of how much a margin. And I know at night it uses different.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, you'd have to have like 24 grand. in your
2,200.
account. Yeah.
Or, sorry, 2,400 if you're doing the micro, and it's 122 during intraday per contract.
122 during the day, and at night it's 2,000 per contract.
Right.
2442 to be precise.
Yeah.
Big
And
difference.
Weeble's paper trading charges you the overnight margin rate anyway. So just make sure that margin, that fake money just has enough so you can trade what you would normally trade, right? Just because you have a $1 million fake account you can trade doesn't mean you're trading $1 million. Just trade them. Matter of fact, there's no reason even to do more than one because you're learning how to do it, right?
Yeah.
The principle of paper trading is not that.
I'm playing with the shedding part of it too. That's
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
Thanks.
that's why. That's good. Yeah. The purpose of paper trading is not to say, hey, look at me. I took $1 million and made $20,000 in 2 minutes. Well, big whoopee ding, right? It's fake anyway, right?
That's correct.
Just like I show you here where I'm doing it. I'm trading in here and pulling in. I'm calling out. I made 400. I made 300. Whatever. You know, whoopee
Exactly
ding.
right.
It's fake, but I'm trying to show you how things work, and that's what it's there for.
It's all
So-
mechanics to be at this point. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And case in point, Frank over here, Frankie,
Yes.
he's an experienced trader, but he's never traded futures before. He's just now joining the futures part of ADT, and he's starting out like he's brand new. He's doing it
Yeah,
the smart way.
there's different nuances in this for sure. I mean, these nuances are very different, and
Yep.
I like them. You know.
Yep. Here we are, where are we at? We're at a critical level on that trade. We're at a double top, right? Which I talked about. If it broke and held above this level, I'd get in this trade. Right now, I got my finger on the button, maybe ready to lock in profits. If this pulls back on me, right? Well, I'm going to be patient, wait and see if this breaks through and goes up to another level, right? That's a gold level, which means it's very strong. I can probably assure you I can scroll back on my chart and find a whole bunch of other places that it hit the same place. Well, look at that. I didn't have to go back that far. Look, right?
Right.
Look at all them. That's probably got a better chance than any other of rejecting off of that line. See how that's why the importance of charting, right? So
Yes.
there it is. And what did it do? Did it not reject off that strong resistance line? Doesn't mean it won't retest it again, but I would have had my finger on the button and I would have locked in my profits right there. So I'd rode that up from there, all up to there, just like I mentioned previously, right? Not more than a few minutes ago. And that was, let's just say 100 ticks. 100 times 5 is what?
100 times 5 is 500.
There you go. In just a matter of 2 or 3 candles. Bang. Right?
Yes, sir.
Money in the bank. Right? Are you?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Does that mean I can foresee the future? Nope. But it does mean is that I have the education in trading that I was able to tell you and predict with some level of accuracy, nothing is 100%, what it would possibly do. And because I have a
Where did you
gold
learn that,
level,
Mark?
AmericaDreamTrading.com, right? Because of that training, I was able to tell you what would probably happen there. Again, nothing's 100%. It's just those little things that you learn. That's a double, well, it's a 100x top actually, because it's a strong level. Again, I could scroll back here probably, again, it probably wasn't as high a year ago, but look at all these that hit there and resist going either through from the bottom up or from the top down. Look at those right there, right? See?
Right.
See how that works? And you do that. All these lines, even these lines, these white lines. Now I'm very conservative as far as calling something a gold line, a gold level. It's just my own decision. There's no manual says that's what it's supposed to be. It's just that I've noticed that there was a lot of times it touched that level. So I'm like, oh, I better pay attention to that one. That's a strong one. But all these lines on my chart represent a historical level, right? That they can bounce off their points of decision. So I had a gold level there, and guess what? It did exactly what I thought it would do, right? And that doesn't mean it can't break through, but it did pause there, right? That's the whole key. It's not whether it breaks through or rejects, it's what's it going to do. It's going to, as it approaches it, it's going to decide what they want to do, right? Now, it did reject, but it's still hanging up there. So it's going to come back up for a retest. Again, we are in power hour, so people do want to get out of their positions for the end of the day. All right, Frankie, get your hand up. Frankie?
I will take it down.
Oh, it's up there. Okay, EB, got your hand up. One of our other paid members. Your mic's breaking up.
You can't hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. So how do you draw that double top, double bottom? Is it part of the indicators you provide? Also, do you wait until it is rejected to short?
Yes, you can. You can reject, wait, and calls on support, puts on resistance. In other words, if it comes down, the likelihood is that it'll bounce up. If it's up here at the top, the likelihood is it'll reject and go down. So yes, you can play longs up and shorts down upon these rejections. You can do it real quick. Now, there's no guarantee it's going to continue down. It just pulled back, right? So it's going to come up here and retest. So how do we get those lines on there? I would have to get something. Let me try to find something I don't trade that may not have much on there. Let's do a 6B chart. Let's see if it, without messing up my existing charts here. Let me pull up the British pound. Can't say that I probably have a lot of lines on that chart, and even if I do, I can erase them, right? And it doesn't matter what it is you're trading. A chart's a chart's a chart. This could be lean hogs. This could be gold. This could be oil. It doesn't matter, right? So what I do is to find those levels. It depends on what you want. It's your chart. You can do it however. Some members will go with a monthly chart, right? And they'll look at that. I don't. Some will do days. I do occasionally. That's pretty strong. I personally, this is just me. You can do it however you want. There is lines on that chart anyway. Well, we won't use those anyway. We'll just use the other ones. So what I will do, get any. Let me reset this here. Reset my chart anyway. So what I'll do is I'll come into my chart. I'll blow it out a little bit. I'll try to find areas that it peaks, the peaks and valleys, right, at any given point. So as I can see here, just happens to be the British pound, all right? Well, what do I see here? I see a top come up here. Look at all those wicks touch that. Each one of these candles is 4 hours, so this is a few days in between there. So what I'll look is I'll scroll back, right, and I'll see, did it touch there anywhere else, right? Is there any other places there? Oh, yeah, well, look, kind of stopped right there too, didn't it? So if I go back here, pop a line, right? Actually, you can pop the line when you first see it and then go back and confirm it, right? Let me make this a color that stands out right now. So there I can see these all peaked on this 4 hour chart. It went up there, stopped, rejected, pulled back, right? So I'll look across, there's multiple touches back there, right? And I'm going to scroll across to my chart, go back in time. Oh, look, this one came up then pretty close, not all the way. Came up, touched it. These come up here. You can see the pause here, right? And then it did actually break through. So that's a good point of resistance. These came up, touched, right? This came down and touched that same line and resisted, right? So that tells me already that's a pretty good line of resistance or support. Here's these candles came down, bounced off of it, right? And I can scroll across here and see these are all this is all history, right? So that's enough information to convince me that that's a strong level, right? And I'll continue to do that. Well, let's look down here a little lower. Now what do I got? I can put a line here. One thing you can do, just pop a temporary line on there, right? There's my temporary line. Does that line up with a lot of these other candles? Well, look, bang, 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 bang here and there, right there. That's a pretty strong indication. Those come pretty close. Didn't quite hit it, but I can do the same thing. You do the same thing. Go scroll back. Is there other history to support that that's a pretty good line? You can see these here kind of hung up. And then you're always going to see them break through here and there. Don't get hung up on that. It's not like every candle is going to stop dead on a line that you put on a chart. It doesn't work that way. But what you're doing is you're going back in history and seeing if that is a good level. And all you do is rinse and repeat that same method, right? Until you get enough for information. Now, do I need to chart this up to $10? No. Well, number one, it's currency. It's not going to go that high. Do I need to chart this down to 50 cents? No, it's currency. It's not going to go that, right? So you want to go up above the current levels somewhat, right? So that way, if it suddenly climbs, at least you have some data there. I mean, if it really starts to climb and it's above any of your lines, then you just have to go back and rinse and repeat the process. So I would do the same thing. Just go through here in time, pop a line on there, check it. Does it match up with these other ones? As far as historical, do the same thing, forward and backward. Then after I do the 4 hour, I might want to go, you can do whatever you want, right? You can go 1 hour or whatever, work your way back. Me personally, I just do 4 hour and then I go down to the 2 minute, right? And then I'll do the same thing. I'll start back over here. Where does this hit? Well, this peak down here, there's a bunch there. I might pop a line there, right? I'll change this, just make it a different color just for purposes of this. I don't have different colors per se. I just make all mine the same color. All right, so there it dropped down there. Does it match up over here anywhere? Well, yeah, look, it came up here and paused. Came up here and kind of paused, right? So you just repeat that same thing. Here's a little peak here. You know, these things will catch your eye once you start looking at charts, right? Well, there's a level there. And sometimes you'll see it here and here, but you won't find it anywhere else. Well, then I wouldn't worry about putting that line there, right? The thing you don't want to do is put a line on every candle, right? Because that doesn't help you at all. You know, I can come up here and put line there, line there, line there, line there. It's not what you're looking for. You're looking for these peaks, these ups and downs. You know, you can clearly see where this peak's here. You know, do I draw a line there? Well, I don't know. We can put one on there. You scroll around in your chart. Does it line up with a lot of other ones? Come up and touch that and hit and reject, and you do the same thing backwards. And before you know it, you have an effective chart with historical data on it. So these come up as they're going to be a double top or whatever in each one of them. Now, when I'm doing that, you see I had that gold line on my other chart. Well, how I got that is I was doing my charting, which I sometimes on the weekends I'll clear them all out and make a fresh chart, right? Put new fresh lines on it. So let's just use this one here. Okay, I got a touching there. Yeah, kind of resisted here. There's another place. Now, if I scroll back and I start seeing a bunch of them hitting that same area, I'm like, oh, that's a really strong area of support, right? And that's where I'll call it a double or a gold level, right? It's just an indicator to me that it's rejected off that area a lot of times. That it's really a strong place. So as you get these lines on, as you're in a trade in real time, now you know, well, let's see, you know, this thing will bounce around, and if it breaks and holds above there, I can enter this trade and I can see, you know, and then you look backwards a little bit, right? I can see where these peaked here. So I'm going to play, even though I don't have a line there, I can see it, right? But my next critical level is really up here. So as this breaks through and climbs up, now I'm making a decision. What am I going to do as it approaches this line? Because it could come up here and reject and go right back down, right? Just like these did. These went up here, come down, bounce back up, come back up, tested, broke through briefly, pulled back down, come back down to this line, you know, bounced around. So that's all you do. It's really not that hard. It's not rocket science. And once you do this, you know, you learn how to do it. It literally takes less time than I spent explaining it to you and showing you in real time than it really takes to do it. You'll just get on there, bang, 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 right? Your eye will catch these things real quick. Again, it's just training yourself. Just once you do it a bunch of times, you'll go through it and you won't even think about it. You'll just start popping lines on there, right? And you can save them. So that's
You
how I do
don't,
it.
so,
Go ahead.
so you don't draw a line for the 2 minutes. You only do on the higher time frames?
No, I do. Me personally, my charts are 4 hours and 2 minutes.
Okay, okay.
Now,
Thank you.
other members will do monthly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour. You know, you can do whatever you want. It's your chart, right? There's no right or wrong way to do it. If you watch Eric Smoto, his things are a work of art, his charts. I'm just amazed at his charts. Why don't I do mine like Eric's? Because his are dead on. They're accurate. Why don't I do it his? Because it takes too long. There's a lot of stuff on his chart, but he knows what it all means, and it doesn't take him a long time. But he's got different color lines that mean different color things. David does that a little bit too. I just don't want to put that kind of time into my charts because I change them all, blank them out. So basically, most of my charts are 4 hours and 2 minutes. Now, when I get into, and this is the main reason why I blank out my charts on the weekends, if I get motivated to do it. I mean, it takes one button click to erase everything. But when I'm I'm a scalper, so I play on the 1 minute chart where I primarily hang out. Now, you didn't hear me say I drew lines on a 1 minute. I don't go that low. I stop at 2 minutes. If you go in here on a 1 minute chart, you're going to have a million lines. And believe me, people have made fun of me about my charts having so many lines on them. Right, Doug? You know?
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't.
Nope, I don't.
Okay. Everybody's
I
been
think
here
I
more than 10
deleted.
minutes.
I think I
as a
deleted
member.
90. I think I deleted 96 drawings off my chart today.
Yeah. So what happens is though, when I'm actually in a trade, and again, I don't want to mess up my chart. Let me go back to that, whatever it was that 6B? Load up this one here. So if I put this on a 1 minute chart, let's just say I've already erased all the lines I just put on there. Okay. So when I'm in actual trades, a lot of times what I will do, let's say I was in, in over here, right? And I'm like, oh, I got in up here and it stops. So I'll pop a line on there, right? And then I see it might move up here and it's like, oh, it keeps pulling back there. So I'll put it in line there just to kind of help guide me as I go, right? And I'll end up with a lot of different lines on my chart, and that's why I end up having to do that. And I just do that for a quick reference, right? Because especially if you're trading something for a long period of time, for hours, the day, or whatever, your chart, the stuff that you saw back here is now off your screen, right? But if I had already popped, oh, well, here's where it topped out while I was over here, right? And I'll pop a line on her. Here's where it was when I jumped out over there, right? Well, now I have some extra levels to look at on a 1 minute chart, right? So that's how you end up with a whole too many lines. Now, if you combine that with all the 4-hour lines and the 2-hour lines, it can get pretty crowded. And you get too much, and then it's just all crowded together, and it loses its effectiveness, essentially, right? Just the same way if you would chart every one. Oh, I went from here to there. Could I draw a line between here and there? Well, yeah, you could. If it's your chart, you can do whatever you want, right? I can do every one of these candles if I want, right? What's that tell me? Doesn't tell me anything, right? It'll move 3 of those lines in 1 minute, so you can overdo it. Just resist that urge. Again, you want your peaks and your highs and your lows, right, where it tends to hang out. And if you see, just like let's do this line here, right? I don't trade this. Just make that yellow, and we'll go back and we'll make it extra thick just so it stands out, and I'll make it a dash line. All right, so I can see it came down here and bounced, come down here and bounce, come down there and bounce. So I got a minimum of a double bottom, right? You can almost call it a triple bottom. So that must be a strong point of resistance on the British pound currency. Well, let's scroll back and see, does that hold up over time? Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bigger view. I'm going to put it on a 4-hour chart, right? And see if I want to make that a gold level. And of course, everything's crowded together, so I'm going to have to spread that out here a minute. Might be too tight. Thing about currencies, it moves in micro pennies, right? It doesn't move in whole dollars and everything. So there's that line. Let me spread this out a little bit, right? So back here's where we were at, right? Let me pull this down a little bit more. Come on. Hung up. There we go. So there's that line I drew just present time, right? Over here where we're at, right? So now I got this on a 4-hour chart. That was on a 1 minute. So now I can see, was that happen, hit there all the time? Well, these really don't affirm it, right? They kind of went through there over time. But if I'm starting to see candles, there's a wick come down and touched it. Here's a bunch of wicks over here. There's some bodies of candles that touched there, right? So yeah, that's a pretty good level overall. Some of them broke through. Well, maybe that isn't as strong as some of these other ones, right? And you can see that as you scroll back. But as you can see, there's a lot of wicks come up here and touch that. So I would go ahead and just say that's a pretty good strong point of resistance or support level, right? Could be off a few micro pennies, but this is how you can reaffirm that that's a good thing. And when you do that, it gives you confidence in your trade. You can almost guess that's where it's going to stop. Just like I called out on the, I'm going to erase all these so I don't rely on them. All right. So just on the NASDAQ, you heard me call that out. It's going to come up there and pull back and yada, yada, yada. Like I knew what was going to happen in the future. No, I didn't know what was going to happen. I knew what the likelihood of what was going to happen, right? Came up there, come up here and pulled back, come up here, paused a couple times. Now it broke through while we were talking about other things, right? And now it's pulling back through. And where did it come back down to? It came right back down to this level, right? Which is what opened at the London Open today. So people know where these levels are at. That's how that works. So as you become better at charting, it'll help you in your decision making on every trade, right? Take the time to do it. It's going to take a while to get it. It may take you an hour to do a chart the first time, but I can assure you, after you do it a bunch, it literally will only take minutes to do a chart. You just bang, 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 put them lines right on there. So without giving it much thought. Now, we say, well, Mark, that line ain't that strong. Look what it did. It went right through it there and come right back down through it. Well, I got plenty of historical data back here that says it is, right? It's not always going to stop. And that's why but it's what that is, it represents a point of decision, as every other line on my chart represents. This line, I'm going to decide what to do here, 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 here. Every one of them, as these candles approach that, I have my finger on the button, making a decision ahead of time before it happens What am I going to do? In this one case here, if I'd have caught this up here, well, as I come back down to this line, I'm going to expect it to bounce off. Kind of did here, right? It peaked down through it and pulled back up through it. I would have expected it to do the same thing here again. Well, when it came back the third time, because the more times it taps away at a line, the weaker it gets sometimes, and when it does it in quick succession, right? The faster it challenges a line again, the less strength of that line. I'm not known for my proper English. But this came back, and 3 times it tried to break through. All the third time it went whoosh, major sell-off, right? Went right through there and pulled right back to the London Open line. And out here it is, bounced around, and what that line there? There's your 200, and your VWAP is right where it stopped at. Your number 1 and 2 strongest indicators. And there it goes. You could have took a quick scalp off that VWAP and ride that up. And I can almost assure you there's probably one person in here doing that as we speak. But then again, I don't know that it's a fact. So, again, these all help you make decisions on what to do. If you were to get in, let's say you lived in Miami, Florida, and you wanted to go to Anchorage, Alaska, would you just get in your car and just start driving without any guidance? No map, no GPS? Would you be able to hit Alaska? Maybe. You might get lucky, right? You just got to hit northwest at an extreme angle, right? Well, first of all, you probably want to go north. And I'm talking about driving, not flying, right? So you're going to you can't just drive across the Gulf of America, right? See how I said that right? The Gulf of America? You would have to go north to get away from the Gulf, right? And then you can go northwest. You can picture in your mind where you want to go, but if you don't have a map of any kind, any sense of direction, you just take your compass and point northwest, well, yeah, you're going to get pretty close. Well, if you're off a couple of degrees, you're going to end up in the ocean, right? Or you may end up in California because you didn't go far north. Without a map, it's hard to accurately get to where you want to be, correct? Would you agree with that statement? Same way with trading. If you don't have lines on your chart showing historical levels on however you want to do it on your chart, if you don't have indicators on your chart, and some people have lots of indicators, some don't have, they may only have one or none, right? Without additional little helps and guidance there, and that's what your indicators are there for. That's what the lines on your chart's for. It's the map to your financial success, right? It increases your odds of having financial success in any given trade because now you have a map to look at. You have places you can make a decision. Do I want to turn left or right at the crossroads? Well, this line here's your crossroads. What am I going to do? What am I going to do when this candle gets up there? Is it maybe going to stop and reject, or if it blows through? So as it approaches, I'm making the decisions. I'm ready, you know? So generally, if you want to look at it another way, even though there are some candles here, I can relax a little bit sometimes. I never relax in a trade, but you know what I'm saying, right? I know my major decision point is not up to there. It's not to say that it can't pull backwards at any time, as you can see these candles did over here, right? But these are your major areas that you need to worry about, right? So gives you a map. Don't drive anywhere without a map. Okay? Nowadays, like me, I don't know if it probably won't show up, but I have a map on my wrist, right? I don't even need my phone with me, right? My Apple Watch. Matter of fact, I can have it, it'll play through my car radio. Actually, it plays through my hearing aids. Tells me where to turn and when to stop and all that stuff, and it plays right through my hearing aids. So I don't even need it up. Actually, I use Google Maps more than I use Apple, but that's besides the point. All right, what other questions do we have? Hopefully I didn't confuse you even more. Any other questions there? Let me look back up here. Let's see. Yes, Brandon, best thing about futures, you can trade 23 hours a day. Yes, I love that fact.
Mark, I'm full of questions today. It's Frankie. One last one.
Okay, Frankie, the first 4 questions are free. Each additional one is $1.
Yeah.
I think this
okay.
one's free. Go ahead.
All right. I got a lot of little blue arrows that point up and a lot of red arrows that point down.
Yep.
My trading view. How do I erase that?
Go into your, it's in the, it's these in the indicators. You can put your mouse over the anything part of the indicator, click on it. You'll know you did it right by the dots, right? And you go into settings, and I think there's different menus. Hopefully I'm in the right one. And one of
Is
these
that
will
the
tell
super
you.
trend?
Which
Is
one?
that the super trend mark, or is that the
Yeah.
No,
order?
it's not a super trend. It's it might be
bull?
a super trend.
What's it
It's
say?
a lot of
Bull?
blue ones going up and a lot of red ones coming down every time this thing takes a up.
Those are your orders.
Right. And the
Yeah.
point I'm trying to make is do we have to have them or no?
No, you don't.
Oh,
Mark
I
will
see.
show you.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. I got
Yeah,
that
you
turned
know,
off.
you know what he's right.
Yeah, it puts it. You bought. It shows you every order you ever bought. It keeps it there. It
Yeah.
stacks them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that turned off. I haven't seen that forever. That's why I didn't know. Yeah, there's a setting for that.
Could you
Just go up
point it out to me?
here. It's up here. Probably you click on the gear icon. Always look for a gear icon on any software. That's kind of the universal. Here's where your option things are at. And that's probably under trading. And
Yep.
you look under here.
Executions.
Execution things right here. Right.
Right there.
Execution labels. So just uncheck that, and those will go away.
I
Right.
see.
I'll show you what that
market-
looks like. I will just enter a
Buy and
bunch of
sell.
trades here.
Notification.
There you go. So what he's talking
Where-
about is
which
just
one-
you get
which
in
one are you-
here, and then you sell
one are you
off.
pointing
Right.
Yeah.
Bang. See how that left that there? That's what you're talking
which-
about?
Yes.
There you go. There's the trade I entered. Now I'm out of the trade.
All right, but I'm back I'm in the general settings, right where you were. Which did you take off?
I'll show you. So this is what Frankie's talking about. Is these here? Those clouded up. So just go up here, the gear icon and trading view in the upper left, upper right hand corner.
Perfect.
Go down here to trading, the training tab down here on the left. Right? Correct? Where it says trading in that side there. And then go down here to executions. Uncheck executions. Click
Perfect.
OK. And
They're gone.
voila,
Yay.
they're gone.
Thank you.
Yep. Just remember, gear icons on anything are generally where all the options are at. Just a matter of finding the right ones. Right. So whether it's on
Thank
that,
you.
on a now, if you have a specific indicator you're using, you can go over here on this side and move your mouse in the right spot. And there's a gear icon. Look at that. So I can go in here and adjust these things. So there you go. Okay. See that?
Thanks
It
again.
wasn't that hard. What's your
I
other
used
question?
up I used the vowel and my free question. Thank you.
Well, I'll give you, I'm feeling generous today. You have one more free question today.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark.
Okay. You don't want to use it now?
No, I'm going to say my vowels.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I've been here, chicken nuggets. That's been just a comment. This is a while ago. Been here a little over a year. Signed up twice. Best decision I ever made. And I never traded before joining ADT. All right. There's a saying, want to be like Mike. Yep. You want to be like Mark. Well, be careful who you make your heroes. But again, I didn't start doing this till I was 60 years old. Right? So some old redneck hillbilly like me at 60 years old can figure out how to do this, right? But why was I able to do that? Because I heard Coach, actually a friend of mine who's a member, suggested it to me. I watched Coach. Actually, most people find Coach on TikTok. I actually found Coach here on YouTube. And I listened to him for literally 3 days if it was that long. And I loved his style. I liked the way, his style of teaching, the way he talked and acted. And, he wasn't 100% serious all the time, right? The guy has a sense of humor, right? He's serious about making money, right? He's serious about running his business. He's serious about making sure that we're as successful as we can be. But I liked what I heard. I liked his training style. And after about 3 days, I bought a lifetime membership. So back over 2 years ago. But, I made the mistake was, he tells you first thing you should learn how to do is trade stocks. I didn't do that. I jumped right into stock options. That was the biggest mistake I made, even though I was successful my first year. It cost me a lot of money because I didn't listen to that part of his. Well, I heard it, but I didn't listen to it. I didn't implement that part. I thought I was smart enough I could do that. I was involved here for 15 minutes. I learned what I needed to learn in 15 minutes, and I was going to conquer the world, right? Yeah, well, I made money, but I also lost a lot of money. Had I listened to the sound of his voice and implemented everything that he said, I would have lost a lot less money, right? Does it mean I didn't make that money back? Well, yeah, but when you lose money, you lose the opportunity cost of that money, right? Yeah, even though maybe the next day you make it back, you've already lost the use of that money for that day, right? Or that year, or however long it takes to get that back. So there's always an opportunity cost on your money. So the best thing is not to lose it, right? You are going to lose money when you trade. It's just part of it. The thing is not to have red days. You're going to have red trades every day, generally, right? Yep. His training is powerful. His strategies are undeniable. I implement them every day, and it makes me money. Okay. Guess what? Oh, scalping strategy. Guess what? After talking to Mark and Doug, I found ADT. I canceled all other YouTubers. So there you go. All right. And again, it doesn't mean that everybody out there on the interwebs are idiots. We're not saying that. You never hear us badmouth any specific person ever. Now, there's people out there on the internet. They just love, that's all they do all day. Well, that guy's a crook. That guy's a scammer. You know what? He charges you membership fees. I don't charge you nothing. Well, look at the benefits of their programs versus ours, and you decide what you think is good for you. You'll never hear me call out anybody on the internet by name, implied or otherwise. A lot of those people have just plain black hearts, and they just live to tear down other people, right? Does that mean those other ones aren't successful what they're doing? I don't know. I have no idea. Any more than you have any idea how successful I am. How do you know I'm successful? Because I told you, right? I'm just some random old dude on the internet, right? Now, hopefully I've showed you things and you can sense that, right? I've shown you what coaches teaching are in real life, real time here, right? By obviously it's paper trading, but you see me implementing coaches' strategies over and over, day after day, right? Again, we never promise that you're going to be successful, right? Join ADT now. For this special price, operators are standing by. You too could be driving a Lamborghini this time next week. Yeah, whatever, right? This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, right? Again, we had one member make $1 million first 30 days, but he's one out of a bazillion, right? Just worked out that way. That's not what brought me here. You hear people making money, and we're always happy for people, but you know what? I'm probably more happy for the traders that are coming in here making $20. I made $20 on this trade. I'm up $30 on my account today. I get more excited about that stuff. That's a big deal, right? Especially when you have a small account. If you got a $500 account and you make $30 or $50 in one day, right? I'm thrilled to death for them people. That's you do that every day. That's life changing eventually, right? Doesn't sound $30 don't sound much. When I first started trading futures, right? I was used to making $2,000-$3,000 a day trading stock options. That was a great day. I come over here, futures, and start over again because I wanted to, making $5 a trade, $10 a trade, 15, 12. Like I said, maybe an occasional 20 or 30 on one micro contract. Did I want to just say, heck with this, let me throw a bunch of money in here, see what I can do? Yeah. But I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. I started the way that anybody new should start when you start something new, right? It's a new skill set. It's another tool in my belt. It's not that I didn't have the education and training to come in here and do it. I treated it as something new. I treated it coming into this new better than I treated it coming into new to American Dream Trading when I first joined 2 years ago, and I had money to throw around, right? So I didn't want to make
$30 a day.
Yeah, exactly.
$30 a day at 252 trading days a year, which futures trades more than that, to be
Right.
fair. That's an extra $7,500 in your pocket.
Yeah.
$30. That's all it is.
Yeah.
30 bucks a day. You
How
probably
many
spend more than that on coffee.
How many manicures can you get for that kind of money?
Perspective. All you need is perspective.
Well, we have a member come in here. That was her goal, right? It was manicures and what? Coffee and manicures and something. What was the
Yeah.
other, what was the
Yeah,
other
my
thing?
Starbucks habit.
Yeah.
And now she's one of the most successful people we have in in a short period of time, right? Is she a bazillionaire? No, she's working her way there.
About to be.
Well, yeah, she keeps going the way she is,
killing
but
it.
she's another one of thousands of people in here that's embraced what Coach taught and applied it. Right? It's not easy, but it will work if you allow it. Right? Let's see here. Brandon training execution. Doug. Oh, good to see Doug Moon there again today. Okay. Ralph says, I absolutely agree. Any day that you make $0 or more, it's a great trading day, right? If you don't lose that $1, losing $1 after trading, that will just eat your soul. I can't believe I was read by $1, you know. So look at this pullback, right? It's the end of the day. Gee, Merry
Aggravation
Christmas.
runs deep.
Somebody talks too much. It's already 10 minutes before the market closes.
You
What
know,
happened
you
in
know
the last
what,
2
Ralph?
hours?
Ralph just woke up. He just showed up, and look at what the market's doing.
Yeah, crash it. Thanks, Ralph. Look at that. It is the last 10 minutes a day. What did coach's rules say? Do not trade this time of the day because, well, I was in this trade. It looked pretty good. And all of a sudden, bang, it's dumping, right? So, again, go to AmericanDreamTrading.com. Grab our free Discord. Since Scalping Strategy has been here religiously every day. I don't know if whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. Hopefully you are inside our Discord by now. I ask you to do it every day. If you haven't done that yet, go over to AmericanDreamTrading.com. Grab that free Discord. Say, hey, give me a shout out on there if you want. Mark McSee. It's my Discord name also over there. Check it out. Say hi. Get in there, start asking questions, watching things. You can go to our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading, and watch. There's over 2,000 free training videos over there that you can watch. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and all the other ones. We're on all the social media network platforms. Fortunately, those are on TikTok cannot watch live here because we have a software type of issue that we're trying to resolve with our TikTok feeds. It's being worked on. So anyway, check that out. You know, you can watch for free for all you want, but eventually you're going to want to step up your education, whatever that is. Main thing is take your time, right? I don't make a dime if you come in and buy one of our memberships. Will you make a dime if you buy one of these membership? Can't promise you that either, right? But I will guarantee you'll get a good education. It's up to you to apply all those things, right? And just the wealth. I mean, we have people come in here that aren't trading for the day. They'll just come in here and sit and listen to Coach, listen to everybody talk, the other moderators. We have such a wealth of information in here. All the different moderators we have that train inside of American Dream Trading. Matter of fact, I miss out on two of the best trainers that we have in here every day because I'm in here, right? I don't have the opportunity. Now, what I do have, I have access to those recordings. I just have to sit down and go listen to them. There's two of them I really enjoy listening to, and as a matter of fact, I've met one of them in person, and just a beautiful individual he is, and he's just he's intelligent, he's caring, he's very empathetic to people, right? He has a heart to see that people succeed like all our other moderators do. We do really want to see you succeed, whatever your definition of success is. Now, if you come in here the first day saying, I want to be a millionaire, well, you might want to tone that down a little bit, right? Okay, it's not going to happen overnight. Would we be happy if you become one? Well, I sure would, right? I'd be happy if I became one, right? So we and if there's any members in, even on YouTube over there, we have some paid members watch it on YouTube because they're not futures members. I think you would agree with me, would you not, that American Dream Trading, its community, generally wants to see people succeed, right? So we do want to see that for you, right? I have a different definition of success than probably you do, right? Mine's not necessarily to be a millionaire. I've never stated that goal. My goal is to supply an income to my family, whatever that income be. This year, it's going to be a lot more than it was last year. And last year was a lot more, well, not a whole lot more, but it was more, substantially more than it was the year before that. So I am showing progress. I love these futures. It's made a big change in my trading and my way I trade. And it's made a big, and the end result is it's also made a big change in my income level. So I'm able to accomplish things this year that I haven't been able to accomplish financially in the last, dare say, 20 years. Probably. It's not much of an exaggeration. So paid members know what I'm talking about because I've been very open about what my goals are this year. So anyway, enough about me. Even though it's my favorite subject is me, right? I don't want to brag, but
You are watching a master at work.
So, you can, if you want to applaud for me, I can clap for myself. If you don't want to even clap, if you want to cheer, if you don't want to do that, I can do that for myself too. So, anyway, I got all kinds of buttons I can push here. So, matter of fact, I drive these members nuts with them sometimes just because I can. But I do thank you for being here. We are live 3 times each and every day, Monday through Friday. Coach is live from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm live with the training education program from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And then today, it's starting at 5. We have our aftermarket show with Don over on our YouTube channel, which is American Dream Trading. So those of you who are watching on YouTube today, make sure you go over and watch the show for Dawn, right? Matter of fact, when you get there, feel free to type into her chat box that Mark said, even though futures are better, we heard about these aftermarket shows are okay too. And you feel free to go ahead and type that in there, that futures rule, all others drool, but in case you haven't figured out, I like to pick on Dawn over there. And actually, I'm afraid of her. But anyway, I can talk big talk when I'm not in the same room as her. So head on over there at 5 p.m. It's a totally different show. It's you have a lot of fun over there. Discuss your trades. You can ask questions over there just like you did here. You'll learn some things from her also. She's an excellent trainer, very, very knowledgeable. She's another one like me, been there, done that, right? Had money, lost money, had money, lost money, had money, lost money. Same path we all take, right? So she'll understand what you're talking about, right? She's come a long way in her journey also. All right. Nice. Thanks for being here, Scalp and Strategy. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. We are here through Monday through Friday. Head on over there to AmericanDreamTrading.com. Scroll down about halfway down our landing page. You'll see where you can join our free Discord. When you do that, you get instant access to our stock lounge where you can interact with other members. You can ask questions, have discussions about stocks and all that. There's also a free education and training program with videos and documents in there that are not found on our free YouTube site channel. So you can go in there at your leisure and watch that. There's a discount channel. You can get discounts on TradingView. You can get discounts on vehicles, Starlink. There's all kinds of things in there that you can get for free. You can get a free discount on a Tesla just by joining our free Discord. Coach is a big Tesla fan. He owns them, as a lot of our members do. And there's a link in there to get a discount if you're going to buy a new Tesla. Why wouldn't you go join a free Discord to get a couple $1,000s off your new car? Makes sense to me any day, right? I don't own a Tesla, but I'd like to have the Cybertruck though. That would be cool. I've taken a ride in a Cybertruck before. They are cool. I don't care what anybody says. I think they're cool. Yeah, they're ugly. Well, you know, doesn't have to be, you know, just because you're ugly don't mean somebody can't fall in love with you, right? I'm living proof of that. So anyway, thank you all for being here today. Anybody you run into for the rest of the day and tomorrow, try to brighten their day, give them a smile, make your interaction with them a positive one, because you don't know what's going on behind their smile, right? You may be the only encouragement that they received today. So I will see you tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. Again, upon conclusion of this broadcast, any of our live broadcasts, they are available for immediate review over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.